Hey Breesties, welcome back to my channel. It's Bree Boston, and today we are on the couch having a little chit chat moment. So, if you are interested in what I have to say based on the title of this video, stay tuned because we're about to get into it. So, I'm just gonna jump right in and start with the title. The reason I titled it what I did is because everyone talks about being a homebody, like, oh, I'm just such a homebody, I'm at home, I don't go out. And sometimes I feel like people make it trendy and maybe like say that because maybe they're staying home a little often, 1 month. Like, I just don't feel like people are really about that life. I don't feel like people are about that life. Like, and I've just realized that someone that is a real life homebody, I just have some thoughts to share. Hold on. Okay, this side. My curls are a little sticking out. Anyway, yeah, so I just feel like I have a lot to share about my experience, and um I just think it's a little different for me. Like, I'm not trying to necessarily like stay out of being outside, but it's more so like I want to be home by choice. And yeah, and when I say by choice, I don't mean like every once in a while or most of the time. I mean like all the time. I am home all the time. And I didn't know that I was going to be spending so much time at home. I mean, granted, I'm happy that I can spend so much time at home, but just lately it's developed from like an option to like there's just no other option in my eyes. And I know that's like, well, free, what do you mean there's no option? You have free will, like you're grown, you can go do whatever you want. Yes, you're absolutely right. I can do whatever I want. I have free will. I have all these great things. But I've just realized that where I am, literally, figuratively, emotionally, and mentally, is just not aligned right now. I'll just jump right into it. So, it kind of started over the fall, and it just gradually built into what it is now. I never shared this publicly. At least I never shared this on here. But I had an unfortunate situation while I was filming where I was at a store and I felt like I was being followed by the staff. And it was really unfortunate because it's a store that I would think would be more inclusive, wouldn't be on that like weird energy. And unfortunately it was. And just to be in the middle of creating content, trying to create something fun for you guys, also enjoy myself and like really do my due diligence on making my videos, it was just like so disruptive. It made me feel really small. It made me feel like um I'm supposed to be insignificant, or I deserve this treatment. It was a hard moment. And to be quite honest, I've had a lot of these moments lately. It almost seems like almost every time I go outside. And it's not always stores, it's not always in a corporate setting or anything like that. Sometimes it's relationship wise, it's like situation, event, like just different things have been happening, and it's been really, I'm just kind of at my wits end with it. So like when that happened, I was like taken aback. I did take some time to just kind of reset and just pivot, like go to other stores, still do my content and that type of thing. But it was very disheartening because the store I went to was one of my favorites. I love creating content there. I thought it was just going to be such a fun experience. And so for it to turn out negative, for me to even go so far as to call corporate and report the staff member who was, doing these things, it really broke my heart inside. And um I had never had something like that happen before, at least not something that I was noticeably involved in. I even caught this person like in my background. I'm sorry, I think I bammed it, but anyway, I caught this person in my background while I'm doing content. So it was just crazy. But like I said, took the time, brushed it off, moved forward, pivoted, all that great stuff. Um There's been times where I've tried to socialize, I've tried to make friends in my age group, in the same, community spaces, people that like to do things I like to do. That has went left before. Um, uh, Again, I ended up doing content this day. You guys probably would have never known, but one of the times I did content, I was invited out. I was advised that it was going to be a girls' night. I was going to meet other like minded girls. I was really excited for it. I'm all for the girls. And then it turned out to be uh, one of the girls invited her boyfriend. The boyfriend invited his guy friends, and I'm in a relationship. So this went from a girls' night to like a group date night situation. And it made me so uncomfortable because I already didn't know the initial girl that well. Um, and I absolutely did not know the people that she was around. And, people are socializing and indulging and those type of things. And I was just very put off. I ended up just kind of staying around for a while. Of course, I let my partner know and stuff like that. And then I just left because I was just like, this is weird. And they were even like, oh, we're going to go to another bar. We're going to go do this. And I'm like, how did it just shift like that? Like, where is this weird energy coming from? And unfortunately, I was not with it. And, well, not even unfortunately, because no, it's not unfortunate. It was unfortunate for me. But yeah, regardless to say, I was really put off by it. And then the nail in the coffin was when she tried to invite me to an event, and she kept telling me it was on a day that it wasn't. Like, it was actually a week later, but she kept telling me it was that day. So I just kind of got really paranoid. Like, why do you keep telling me the wrong date? Like, why, when you can look at the page or you can look at the flyer, you can see the event, you can see the date, do you keep telling me it's this week when it's next week? So I just decided to just let that go. I just let that go. I was just like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. I don't need friends that bad. I don't need to socialize that bad. I was just like, no, this is so weird. I'm getting like the weirdest feelings. And so yeah, that prompted me to just put the search for friends down. And it's just like, why do I just feel so compelled to stay home? And bottom line, it really just has to do with the city I'm in. I wish I could say that these are the first times I've felt this really weird, negative, uncomfortable energy. Like I said, either in the corporate space or the retail space or in a friendship or a connection. Um, but it just seems like now it's a lot more prevalent than it used to be. But now that I think about it, even when, and just for context, I don't know if you didn't know this, but I'm in my home city, so I grew up here. And so growing up, I was very sheltered. I was in the house anyway. So honestly, it's very similar, but I was in the house, because I had to be in the house because I was, a kid, I was a teenager. Now I'm in the house because I feel the best here. I feel the most comfortable here, and I can regulate my energy. I can control who comes in and out. It just seems like, yeah, this weird energy is just all around me when I go outside. Like, if it, sometimes I go somewhere and I get weird looks. Sometimes I go somewhere and I can feel the eyes, or I can feel the judgment, or I can feel how uncomfortable I make someone feel for existing. And I'm just so tired of it. And I know that sounds a little woo woo. Like, what do you mean you can feel like you? I'm just a very deeply intuitive person. I've been building on my intuition for a really long time, and I no longer question things. I feel like a spade is a spade. If I feel uncomfortable, if I feel uneasy, if I feel a weird energy, that's just what it is. Because honestly, that's my opinion, and my opinion is what matters at the end of the day when it comes to me. So, yeah, um, since my life is feeling so unaligned, I honestly just haven't really found the motivation to do a lot of things. And that really kind of disheartens me a lot because I used to just be so full of life and just so ready to get up and go places, do things. But it just, like I said, it almost feels like my existence is just so bothersome to some people. Like, it's so triggering. And it even goes as far as to say, like, even family has been giving me weird energy. A lot has changed in this last year. If you've been following my journey, I've been on a grief journey. I've been, resetting my life, rebuilding my life, making different decisions, really going the distance with my passions, just committing to what I really truly want. And I just can tell that it's like rubbing people the wrong way. It almost feels like people don't know how to relate to me anymore. And I'm not talking about, yeah, I love it here. This is like a safe space, but like I'm just talking about in my real life. It just seems like people don't feel like they can relate to me anymore, or they almost like just write me off before they get to know me. And I'm tired of it. And I so badly want to travel. But at the same time, I also don't want a life that I feel like I need a vacation from. Like that's so important to me, is to actually have a life that I love, that I wake up and I do every day, where I'm in an environment that nurtures who I am, and just a little more easygoing, a little more free, exciting, fun. And I hope that this isn't like how it's always going to be. And I almost feel like it's not. But as far as right now, it's just been very quiet. It's been me a lot of the time. Um, and it's weird. And speaking of grief journey, like one of the people who really understood me was my mom. I always felt like I had a place with my mom. Not even like a literal place, of course, yes too, but also just a a connection, a safe connection of someone who understood me, who felt like I wasn't too much or I wasn't too different, or that my success wasn't as like intimidating. Like she really was such a big supporter and really wanted to see me, make it to my goals and dreams. Like just such a healthy reinforcement in my life. And so losing her and not really having that feminine support in my real life is just been really hard. Like I'll be honest, it's been harder than I thought it would be. Though at this time I just yearn for like sisterhood. I yearn for community, but not just sisterhood and community, but like a community with like-minded people, a community with women who are also go-getters, women who don't feel inferior of each other or of me, like women who really just want that connection and that community without any animosity, any ill will, any evil eye. I mean, we could just go on and on. And I just thought it'd be a lot easier to find it than it is. Like people say the older that you get, the harder it is to make friendships. And let me just add, I'm in a city where everyone is so family oriented, and I haven't started my family yet. So it's like I've noticed that everyone's just like minded. Like I said, people with children tend to want to hang out with people with children, and I get that. Like, my mom typically hung out with people with children as well, so that I could play with their kids and etc. Like I get that, but it's like I just feel like there's no room for me here. Like there's no place for me here. And the place for me here should not be my couch all the time. You know, I should be able to venture out and do fun things. And yeah, so I've just been feeling really isolated. Um, dare I say lonely? Um, yes and no, because when it comes to loneliness, it's not a desperation. It's not a desperate type of lonely. It's I'm isolated and I wish I had more like minded people around me who get me, who understand me type of lonely. Not a, oh, I just wish I could just talk to any. No, I don't want to talk to anyone, quite frankly. I want to talk to people who I either want to learn from, or, someone who like is in the same boat as me, as far as like being a creator, maybe just trying to work towards some goals that maybe aren't the most mainstream. Just someone who gets the girls who get it. That's what I just really want, is the girls who get it. Luckily, my man, he gets me, he understands me, and he's so sweet and supportive. But yeah, you definitely do need some girlfriends, some girls in your life to do things with. So I don't know if you guys wonder sometimes, like, why is she always by herself? Why is she always doing this? Because it's really just me, babe. It's just me holding it down. It's me. It's all me. And like I said, this is my home city. Like you would think that people would be more supportive or like open. And it's also weird too. Let me just add that people see me, but they don't acknowledge me unless they absolutely have to. Like I had an exchange with someone, and I didn't even recognize them, but I guess we went to high school together, and like one of the first things they said was like,
"Oh, you're just doing, I always see you on social media. I always see you on socials and you're doing so good." And
I'm just thinking to myself, I've never seen a comment, never seen a like, never seen your page, but you know all about what I'm doing on social media. And it's just like, wow. It's just so crazy that everyone watches, but no one wants to be the person to just give some kind words. And I'm like the nicest person you could meet. I once heard from like a friend that actually I'm no longer friends with, but she told me, she was like, yeah,
when I first met you, I thought you were going to be mean.
just because of how you looked. And I'm like, what is that to say to somebody? I'm literally the nicest person. I always lead with kindness. I give everyone respect. The only time you don't get respect from me is if you show me that you're not worth giving respect to. And that's another story. But yes, I wish well on everyone. I don't have a hating bone in my body. And instead of people wanting like at least trying to figure that out, they just, like I said, they just write me off like, oh, she's mean, oh, she's stuck up, oh, she thinks she's better than everybody. Never said that in my life, but I would probably have a lot of money if I got paid for the amount of people that probably think that. But yeah, I'm just a little rant moment. If you're also in a season like this, reach out. Let's get through it together. Like put it in the comment, like this video. Subscribe also if you haven't already. But yeah, definitely let me know in the comments like what your experience is. Like I actually do want to connect with more like-minded people, and I promise you I will respond to every single one because this is actually something really like deep for me. I didn't always live here, actually moved, but just coming back, I thought it would get better after I reached a certain amount of success or productivity, and it just seems like it's actually getting worse. Um, yeah, that's that's the crazy thing. I did just want to add just a tidbit, which is just if you're in this season again, just some things that you can do. Definitely get out of bed, make your bed, and if you feel like the only place that understands you is at home, just try to get outside, take a walk around your neighborhood, or just hang out in your car for a little bit. Just change the scenery in any way you can, just so that you're not always looking at the same walls and you're not digging yourself into like, you know, a hole of negativity, because it can happen when you're going through something and you don't have the support that you wish you had. So, yeah, that's my video today. Um, Also, let me know in the comments if there's any style of video that you guys like. I really want to hear from you about what you guys want to see because it helps me with creating and staying on topic and staying focused on the things that y'all want to know or want to see. But that's all I have today, guys. Thanks for watching.